Power 92. We are #1 in the streets.
All right. That's right. Nothing but straight here on the radio. It's right here on Power 92, the station that's been busting since 2001. And yes, happy birthday to Power 92, 20 years in the game. I'm talking to the homie, man, Vic Mensa. What's popping, bro?
Man, what's going on, God? It's always a blessing to be able to demonstrate with you, man. You're a legend in the city, man. So I appreciate you speaking to me, man.
It's all good, man. I appreciate you, brother, man. Let's talk about the new project, bro. Let's get right into that before I get into some of the other things that might have inspired it, because I really want to talk about that trip to Africa. But let's talk about the new project real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the new project, man, is called I Take. You know what I'm saying? It's the second in a 3-part series. V tape, I Take, C tape is on the way. You know what I mean? And you know, it's really like me returning to my roots. You know what I mean? And just focusing on the pen heavily, telling stories of the city. You know, I moved back to Chicago like around the time when I started doing these tapes. I started writing this music around this time last year, and I had just moved back to Chicago. You know what I mean? I was in LA for back and forth between the land and LA for about 7 years, but I had most recently been in LA for about 2 years. And I just felt like I needed to come home to feel the soil, you know what I mean? Drink the water and like touch the people, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, just to connect with, square one, connect with my roots.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then the fact that you went over to Africa, I need to understand what experiences over there that you brought to this project and to yourself.
Man, you know, there's an interlude on the project. And it's my father talking. It's called Kweku.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my father telling a story of growing up in Ghana under British colonial domination before Ghana achieved independence. Because Ghana was the first nation in Africa to do that. But, you know, he talks about coming to America in like the 70s, coming to Chicago in like maybe the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Coming from Ghana and just what that was like, you know, the city was hectic back then, you know, it'd be wild now, but you know, it was like 1,200 murders a year, you know what I mean? It was like double, you know what I mean, back then. So he talks about, you know, just what that was like for him coming from where he was from, you know, coming over here, you know, 47th Street or like going to 63rd Street, you know what I'm saying? Like, and raising me here, you know what I'm saying? So I put that because I just want to paint that picture for people, you know, that what my background is for real, you know, like I'm a son of Chicago for 100%, but I'm also African, you know what I mean? And so having that world perspective, you know, in my DNA, it gives me a certain world view and a certain like approach to the things I write.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Back to the project, bro. The joint with Just Blaze, with Ferris on the intro, you know what I'm saying? You went absolutely bananas, man. Tell me the inspiration, you know, for that particular song right there, Victory.
Yeah, 100%. And I want to send a big shout out to SC. SC is you know, one of Chicago's dopest producers, just one of the dopest producers that I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And so that beat is actually SC and Just Blaze. You know, Just Blaze did the drums, but it's SC's beat originally. You know what I mean? And yeah, you know, I was listening to beats in SC's basement, and you know, he was like, he played that song, and I remember it from a Nipsey Hussle mixtape. So Nipsey actually rapped over that on one of his first mixtapes, uncredited, and they don't really know how he got the beat. So, you know, I low-key wrote a song to that beat a couple times until I landed the right one. And then once I finished it, then I took it to Just Blaze, and Just Blaze went crazy with the post-production. You know what I mean? But I did want to send that shout out to SC. I mean, their collaboration is just like, you know what I mean? It's magic. And I knew I had to get Ferris on the project. You know what I mean? I was like, because I wanted to hear that voice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Ferris, the literal tone of his voice is like symbolic of Chicago.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? It's synonymous with Chicago. And so I ended up, doing that record with him.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate that for real. That's love right there. You get him on another song as well. So we appreciate you just locking in with us, man, and putting us inside these tunes that you're creating for the people.
I was actually just thinking when we was jumping on, man, you make tracks, right?
Yeah, I do. My son too. So yeah,
You made some of the most legendary tracks. And I was talking to my man earlier, man, about making some house music, you know what I mean? Because I had a house joint way back called Down on My Luck. And I was talking to my man about making some house music, but I was thinking about giving it like a juke flair, man, and just like thinking it would be dope to get you to go crazy on something like that. Cause you just one of the gods with it, you know what I mean? And in the same way, like you synonymous with juke music, you know what I'm saying? And we was all footwork into all you know what I mean? And juke parties, like,
yeah, man, definitely. Ain't no problem. You know what I'm saying? This is a done deal. We definitely gonna get together and put
we
something
got to do
together.
that.
We got to do it for the culture. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Feather. She just did a track with my boy Gant too. You know what I'm saying? So
Shout out to Gant,
yeah, man. We want to definitely keep the culture rocking with Chicago house music and juke music. So
Juke music is so global now, man. Like footwork music is so global now, man. But I still be putting people on to it, just like my little girls from different cities. I be putting them. I be like, okay, you ain't never seen no shit like this. Hold on, I'm gonna show you something you never seen. You ain't never seen footwork before. You ain't because footwork music though is like it's some insane shit. You know what I mean? It's like it sounds so much different. It's so different from anything, that it's just so different from anything. Like the way that, do, 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 like
all of the toms, the way the bass kick. Yeah.
the rhythms up. But you know what's something I think about, man? I don't know if this ever occurred to you, man, but I want to talk to you about it because, you know what I mean? You're one of the pillars of that community. Like juke music and footworking is so African. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's extremely African. Like I'll watch videos sometimes of I got one on my phone right now of African dancing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it'll be the exact same moves as footworking. You know what I mean? And the rhythms, like that's a
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like look at this right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, I think she starts actually doing something that's like that shit is. Hold on. That's not the one I was looking for though. This is the one I was looking for.
Yeah.
What she was
hear the way she dropped.
You see how no. Yeah, that's the video I meant though. Doesn't that look exactly like footworking though?
Yes, it does, man.
That's some Ghanaian dance. That's some Ghanaian dancing. So I just be thinking about how, man, we as Black Americans, it's like we've been so systematically disjointed and disconnected from our African heritage. You know what I mean? But we're so intrinsically inseparable from Africa that it's like, all this time and all this space and something like juke music and footworking is just so in niggas DNA. I don't know, but when y'all was like found in the genre, where you wasn't thinking about some African shit, you know what I mean?
Oh, not like that.
It just came out of you.
It just came out. Yes. And that's the whole thing about our music. As far as juke music is concerned, it was a feeling, and it's hard to explain to people. Just like you say, you tell people like you ain't never seen no shit like this. It's just the same thing with the music and how we make it. It's just a feeling, what it is,
Yeah, exactly, man.
Absolutely, brother. Man, what about let's see, bro. Let's talk about you've done so many things for the community. The Save Money Foundation, you know what I'm saying? You've done so much. And even for the fact that you got your boy out of jail 12 years earlier on parole, bro. You know what I'm saying? Prison reform. Talk to me about what you want to do more for the community. You've been doing a whole lot, but how much more do you want to do?
You know, one of the concepts that I have that I'm going to bring to fruition is a mass employment campaign.
Ooh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like for let's imagine, what does Chicago summertime look like if 200,000 young men between the ages of 14 and 24 have paid jobs that didn't have them before. You know what I mean? Have actual employment, a real way to sustain themselves, or to, buy Air Force Ones, or, you know what I mean, get Gucci belts, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't involve trapping or drilling. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we know that so much of what goes on in the city and so much of, the violence is like, it is a cycle of revenge. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know exactly how we address that. You know what I'm saying? But there's also like a lot of just crimes of desperation and just lack of opportunity. You know what I mean? Where it's like people don't see other avenues. You know what I'm saying? And I've done the research and learned that when you compare communities of similar unemployment levels across racial barriers, so from here unemployment level to those white folks in the Appalachian Mountains, who are broke and they got high mortality rates like us. And you compare those communities of the similar unemployment levels, you find that it's similar violence and similar crime rates. You know what I mean? And so I feel like one of our, mass employment campaign, that's something that I'm working on.
Brother, I'm so happy you said that, because I always tell people that the money is the barrier between us being peaceful at the end of the day. A lot of the crime, just like you said, it's becomes a survival situation because you ain't got the money, or just to eat, you just do what you got to do in order to get the bread. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, that's what I tell, people that I'm close to. I'm like, yo, the money is the problem, bro. If we didn't have to deal with the transaction of me needing to get bread from somebody, I have to give you something of my own or money or whatever, and you could just get that, you wouldn't have anybody running out here stealing cars or holding anybody up, because you could just go to the store and get what you need,
You know what I'm saying? And it's like resources, man,
Yeah.
resources. That's what I think about. It's like access to resources. I mean, obviously it's so deep, you know what I mean? But that's why I do the things that I do in the community, is because it's doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that help is not on the way. You know what I mean? Like
So
they're not gonna fix it. They're not gonna fix the problem. Now they created the problem. I would like to shout out Malik Youssef and his brilliant PBS documentary. It won a I think like a Chicago Emmy or something like that. It's called A City at the Crossroads. And what Malik Youssef does in his documentary is he gives you a play-by-play account of how Chicago was the experiment for public housing. Chicago was the largest public housing project, and I don't mean project building, but the city as a project. It was an experiment, public housing, putting poor people on top of each other in compact spaces so that they're not in Lincoln Park.
Mhm.
You notice there's project buildings right outside of Lincoln Park, Cabrini Green. You know what I mean? So that they're not, you know what I'm saying? So you can keep the poor people in one place. So Malik Youssef shows in the documentary how they created this experiment with public housing, and clearly it didn't work out. But they created the situation. So then once they tore down public housing, we know that people, you know what I mean, that were in certain situations are put all into different neighborhoods, you know what I mean, where they might be another organization, and created wars that are still going today. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I say all that to say that they made the problem, but they ain't gonna fix it. So that's why I do the things that I do in the city, is, to try to be solution oriented.
Absolutely, brother. And that's what we need. You actually doing. I was reading about what you did for the young ladies as far as like them creating music. That right there is dope in itself. Your what's it called right here?
She Got Beats.
She Got Beats
Yeah.
Initiative.
So we actually that's one that we still putting together. I just have a lot of ideas. You know what I mean? That's why I talk fast. But that's one that we're working on is She Got Beats, and that's a music production workshop for young girls, just to address the gap in female producers. I mean, we all know so many talented women, musically talented. You know what I mean? But I think what happens is that young girls are pigeonholed in that you got to be the singer, you know what I mean? Because that's sexy, you know what I mean? Sitting there at that computer on Fruity Loops, you know what I mean? That's not like something a girl should do. It's what girls are told, and you know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense that there's so many brilliant female musicians, but they account for like 5% of the published producers in the game.
You definitely you want to put a dent in it, because once these ladies get a chance to experience putting together their own music and everything, I just like myself, when I started producing, it was just going to be something that you just want to do. You want to just express yourself through the music, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you actually starting that right there. What do you want to say to the shorties who might be watching this right now? You know what I'm saying? I know you talked about it's a revenge culture when it comes down to what's going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But what do you want to say to the shorty right now who possibly got that gun right now, ready to go do what he got to do?
No, I just want to say there's more to it. There's more to life. You know what I'm saying? And just as being someone that's been hot-headed, you know what I mean? And you've been in conflict and been looking for conflict and feeling that and making myself all about that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes that's what I felt like I had to do, you know? But growing a little bit older, it's like I've come to realize that a couple things. First of all, that I'm a man above all that. You know what I mean? I'm not a man because I could hurt somebody. You know what I mean? I know I can. and but in reality, that's not what really makes you be a man. As I've grown up, also I'm realizing that, being in this game, man, being a real nigga don't get you nowhere, man. A real nigga. You know what I mean? Most of the niggas it's on, you know what I mean? You look around, it's not a lot of real niggas. I used to look around and be like, man, these niggas ain't real, boy. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's the truth, man. The idea that we gotta be in a real nigga is just like, it's not synonymous with what's gonna make you succeed in life, you know? And also, man, on a micro level right now, you know what I mean? For a shorty that might be feeling like you gotta do what you gotta do, you might have to, it's all about picking and choosing, you know what I mean? Your situations,
Okay.
you know what I mean? And who you decide to be around with at what time, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of things happen, I've seen a lot of kids get changed over, because they was walking through this neighborhood or at the bus stop over there, and or with them on that block. If you're gonna be doing what you're doing, you got to be smart about it. You know what I mean? If you're gonna last, you have to be smart about where you go. In the city of Chicago in general, you got to be smart about where you go, when, and how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the most important thing that I have to say to them though is, you know what I mean? I appreciate you. You know what I mean? And there's so much more to life than your block. You feel me? If you stick it out, like there's so much more to life than your block. You ain't never. And that's one thing I want to do is like a project that I'm working on is called Universe, to bring kids from the South and West Side to Ghana. Where my father's from. In that age group, you know what I mean? Like freshmen of high school, where it's like you at that point where you could either drop out and play the block, or you could aim higher. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm working on a program to bring kids to Africa.
Bro, you're so solution based. because you're a doer, you know, and I think that's the whole thing that I like about you and your projects, your music, everything about you is all about do. You know, everybody talk a good game, you know, but you out here actually getting it done. And I think that's the biggest thing right there. And the fact that you in that moment to speak to that person, that shorty, that feel that, and they gotta do what they gotta do. And what you said to them is super important. And yo, you whoever you looking, you know, whoever right now looking at this, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Vic want to try to take y'all to a whole nother country, overseas, over that water. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than your block. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. And the choices that you got to make. You know, I'm always talking about our Father God in heaven, you know, and everything. He chose us. You know what I'm saying? He definitely chose us. So we got to choose him. And the choices that we make reflect what he did, because we are made in this image. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a lot, bro. And again, I just want to thank you again for your spirit and your soul being what it is, and to be big like that and to be able to do what you do, man. So I appreciate you. Project, bro. Tell me about it again. Was it out? What project? What
It's out right now.
Song?
You know what I mean? You can get it everywhere. You know what I mean? I Tape is out right now. And then you could go back, check the V tape that came out in September of last year. You know what I'm saying? And just rock with me, man. I appreciate you, you know what I mean, for having me and giving me an opportunity to spitball and speak my mind. Man, the city, you know what I mean? The city is the backbone of what I do. You know what I mean? So anybody watching this, everybody from Chicago, it's like, you know, I really I appreciate everything that the city has done for me. That's why I do for the city, is because without, you know, Chicago specifically and the people of Chicago, you know, and that's something I try to stress to people is like, Chicago, we get a certain media portrayal, you know, but nothing can take away from the fact that there are amazing people in this city, you know what I mean? And I've experienced that my whole life, people from Chicago that have just, you know, done everything for me and supported me at every turn, you know what I mean? And so I never get jaded really about the city, because I'm like, for all the, you know, chaos, there's also a lot of love here though.
It absolutely is, man. It absolutely is. I just ran into somebody from Louisiana. You know, who was at standing at Limbs, just trying to wait on some barbecue. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm from Louisiana. He was just talking about how people should respect each other when they go to different cities. You know, he's like, man, you know, if people would be cool if we just all respect each other. But the fact that, you know, we just talk to each other, man, it's just a good thing that people want to come here and they not scared. Let me say it like that. Because he could have been on straight, like, scared mode, but he wasn't. Opened up, talked. He revealed he was from Louisiana. And I'm like, hey, man, enjoy the city. It's beautiful. Called up one of his comedian homies on the phone. He's like, man, this is what's up. And it's not the narrative that you've been taught through news that this is just a savage city. It's not. It's a beautiful place. You know what I'm saying? But you're making it beautiful by what you're doing, brother, and the people that you're around, your foundation, the music that you do, even your activism, being out there in the front lines, man. You're not doing it for the camera. You're doing it because you actually believe in the process of getting change done. So I appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir, man. So, man, hey, everybody check out the new tape. It's out right now. Vic Mensa, the I Tape is dope. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Production is nuts, super nuts. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about all the music all day long, man, but I love your personality, brother, your spirit. Thank you so much, brother.
I appreciate you, God. And hey, I got to get your phone number, man, so I can hit you when I put this record together to get that, you know what I mean? Get that legendary sauce on it.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the chat right now. All right, cool. Hey, DJ Nafis, Vic Mensa. Again, thank you, my brother, for tuning in, teed up with your boy, man, for real.
Likewise, appreciate you, guys.
Yes, sir. Love.
Power 92.3 FM.